Guess what? It's now time for you to see this big head on your screen again. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you just so happen to be, just rolling on by for the very first time, welcome. My name is Donella and welcome to my little world right here. I'm sure a lot of you guys are excited just from the title of this video because I'm finally reviewing the well sought after, well anticipated review and my thoughts on the new Beauty Bakerie Cake Face Concealer. And I'm actually going to be demoing and trying out the shade You're Beautiful. Now, if you're late on the train and you're not really familiar with the brand Beauty Bakerie, then you might want to hop on Google. Google is always going to do your little research. Personally, these days, I like to research the brands that I feature on my channel because I know there's a lot of shadiness going on in the beauty and makeup industry. Some that some of you guys probably don't even know, but there's a lot that goes on in the background. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about and to review and demo the Beauty Bakerie Cake Face Concealer. But as I was saying, the CEO and founder behind Beauty Bakerie, she actually has an amazing breast cancer survival story. And she's also a single mother, and I think the brand actually took off back in 2011, if I'm not mistaken, when Beyonce actually shared her story on her website. And ever since then, she kind of took off, and the brand has been gradually growing. I know they've kind of actually leaned over into complexion products, and they just recently launched the Cake Face concealers. And let me just check to be sure. I just had to check, just to be certain, to be sure I wasn't giving out any wrong information or any wrong number. But the Cake Face Concealer actually comes in 8 shades. There are 2 light shades, 2 medium shades, 2 dark shades, and 2 deep dark shades. Basically, she has 2 colors for all the different skin tones across the spectrum. My initial thought when I first went on the site is that these concealers actually look like they're more for persons who have neutral undertones. And just from reading the description, I can tell that what Cashmere was doing was probably catering to persons who do actually have neutral undertones. I mean, when you think about it, there aren't a lot of concealers that actually cater to persons who have neutral undertones, especially like drugstore brands. They more so focus on red and golden / warm undertone persons. So to see that Beauty Bakerie actually went out on a ledge and tried to include persons that actually have neutral undertones, that's you have to give a little for that. I actually like that. But I eventually settled on the shade You're Beautiful, and I actually want to do a little bit of comparison here just to see how neutral You're Beautiful actually runs. And I'm going to actually swatch it against my usual NARS concealer, which is in the shade Almond. I'm just gonna swatch it here. So this is You're Beautiful right here. You guys can actually see. This is You're Beautiful right here. And oh, okay, girl. And I'm going to swatch it against my everyday concealer, which is the NARS Cosmetics Almond shade. So right off the bat, you can actually tell that the Cake Face Concealer does actually run really, really neutral. As a matter of fact, I think you can see a little bit of pink in here, but I think I can actually get it to work. So without further ado, I feel like I'm kind of, delaying the whole process. Let's just jump straight into this demo. I actually do love this packaging, the fact that you can actually see the color that's inside. I hate some of those beauty brands that kind of hide whatever the packaging is, the color kind of throws you off, like it's not the same shade that's in the container. I hate that. Anyway, right off the bat, you can actually see that the applicator has somewhat of I don't know, this is like a duck foot, which is kind of cool, which means I should be getting a lot out of this. And I'm going to just apply it like how I apply my usual concealer. By the way, I already have my foundation on. I am wearing my Maybelline Fit Me foundation in the shade Coconut. Ooh, wow. This one's really, really neutral. Like, really neutral. I'm literally just doing like small strokes because I'm afraid that it might look a little bit crazy because this one's like really, really neutral. But I think I can actually get it to work. Let me just actually hit the key areas that I normally highlight. Wow, this is really neutral. Below my chin, I'm just going to drag a little bit more across in this area here just to make sure that I cover all the bases, all the areas that I normally cover. Okay. Wow. Now, according to the site, this is actually a full coverage concealer, and it's supposed to dry down matte, which means I don't really want to spend too much time here, you know, blabbering, and then it kind of dries down on me. But right off the bat, you guys can actually see that it does run really, really neutral, and I can see just a little bit of pink in it. Don't know if you can actually see that on camera. So I'm going to just actually start blending this out before it dries down, and then there's a complete catastrophe. Okay, so I'm just going to take my wet beauty blender, and I'm going to start blending her out. Wow. You know, wow. Now, what I notice here, right, I might be losing my mind, but I find when I start to actually blend, it does actually turn a little bit of yellow. I don't know. I don't know if it's my primer or my foundation that I'm wearing, but now that I'm actually blending her out, I can just see just a hint of yellow actually starting to appear. I don't know what's going on, but let me just continue to blend her out because I can actually feel it like literally drying down on my face. Well, they definitely weren't lying when they said this is a full coverage concealer, and I kind of think I went in a little bit too heavy because I do have a heavy hand. I tend to have a heavy hand when it comes to concealer, but it's really because I kind of layer my concealers, and usually I would apply, you know, a bit underneath my foundation and then apply a second coat over my foundation. But for this look, I didn't do that because, you know, we're demoing this concealer for the very first time, and there's no cheating. We're not going to do any cheating and any lying on this channel right here. We're going to say what we like and what we dislike. You know, we're going to be very truthful on this channel right here. So anyway, to set the concealer in, I'm going to be trying another product from Beauty Bakerie, which is the yellow flower powder. I actually like that name. And it comes in this cute little bag right here. It kind of reminds me back in the day when I used to go shopping for my mother. And, you know, used to buy those the flower in the white bag with the blue writing. Purity flower, yeah, purity flower. The bag actually reminds me of, you know, those purity flower that I used to go and buy for my mother whenever, you know, days that she wants to make little dumplings and whatever else, you know, people use flour for. I don't know. I don't use flour. Except this one, of course. And I'm actually trying this for the very first time as well. So we're gonna peel the sticker off. And just like most translucent powders, it does have that little sifter thing, you know, with the holes. So I'm just going to throw a little bit over in the cover, and I'm going to take the same beauty blender, same damp beauty blender, and just get some on there, tap off the excess, and just set the concealer in with her. Now, as I was saying before, right, when I first applied the first coat of the Cake Face concealer, it did actually apply really, really neutral. But when I started blending it out, blending it out, it did turn a little bit warm / golden. I don't know if that's how it's supposed to work. I did not see anything like that on the site, but can't say I'm complaining because I do have warm / golden on the tone, so I'm good with that. I am good with that. And this powder looks absolutely amazing. I'm trying it for the first time and I'm just instantly fell in love with it. It kind of reminds me of my Sacha Buttercup powder that just melts straight into my skin. Now I'm going to go ahead and complete the rest of my face, and then I'm going to be back in a quick flash. Okay guys, so I'm back, and she's actually still holding up pretty good. Let me tell y'all something. Like right off the bat, I could always tell if I'm going to like or dislike a product because my skin is super oily. So she's kind of like a lie detector. So if you say that you're supposed to have, you know, full coverage and longevity for how much ever hours and whatever, and by the time I finish my makeup and I see creasing and I see separation and all that, this lie detector determined that was a lie. So I'm also going to be featuring another Beauty Bakerie product on my channel for the very first time, and this is the Coffee and Cocoa palette, and it's actually a bronzer slash blush slash highlight palette in one, because there's actually this bronzing shade which is absolutely stunning, this orange shade that can be used as a blush, and then there are these two highlighter shades. You know, of course, if you want a little bit more on the lighter side, then this is probably going to show up more on your skin than it would mine. So I'm going to be using this, and this. This is going to be my bronzer. This is going to be my blush for today, and I'm going to use this as my highlight. So let's go in with just a little bit of that. Now you know what? Kashmir actually dedicated this palette to her daughter. Her daughter is actually the very dark skin model that you would see whenever you open the Beauty Bakerie website, and she is just as beautiful as her mother. So now that we have our bronzer on, I'm just go in with the orange shade and just add a little bit of that. Oof. Let me tell y'all something. These colors are so intense. And it does look a little bit more pinky, I guess because, you know, the orange and the brown shade that I applied first is kind of mixed in, so it does look a little bit more on the pinky side. And then I'm just going to go in and use Your Grounded as my highlight shade for today. Go in and just, ooh, girl, you might want to go gentle on this. This is popping. Wow. Oof. Wow. Okay. Wow. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that. This is, whoa. Okay. And y'all already know I love like a popping highlight, so this is gonna go in my favorite strap. Okay, so to complete the look, I'm just going to set my face, and then I'm going to actually head out for a couple of hours. I'm going to be out pretty much all day because I'm really going to put this concealer to the test. It claims to have longevity and full coverage and all that, so we are going to put that to the test, and I'll check back in with you guys later on this evening. Okay, so I'm back. I'm checking back in. The time is now exactly 7:42 p.m. So I've basically been wearing this makeup for a full 8 hours. If I forgot to mention earlier, I did actually start my makeup somewhere around 11 o'clock this morning. So I've been, I've been wearing my makeup for at least 8 hours now. Now I have to say that I'm really impressed with how long this concealer actually held up. Now I did actually notice a bit of creasing, and that's probably because I did really go in kind of heavy on the concealer, because I'm kind of used to my NARS Radiant Creamy, and she's, you know, she's radiant and she's creamy. She's not really a full coverage concealer. She is actually buildable, so I think my mind was still kind of on that, so I really went in and I really packed on a ton of concealer below my eye. So I did actually notice a bit of creasing below the eye, but that has nothing to do with the product. That's actually on me, the fact that I actually packed on so much. So yeah, I'm really impressed with the fact that she held up to her claim of being a full coverage concealer, number one, and also the longevity of it. So let me just wrap up my final thoughts here on the Beauty Bakerie Cake Face Concealer. Would I recommend it? Definitely a big yes. Would I repurchase it? Definitely a big yes. Would I reuse it? Definitely a big yes. The only thing I took issue with was the fact that they ran really neutral. I mean, even looking at the photos on the website, you can actually see that the concealers cater for persons who have neutral undertones. So I'm not only expecting them to increase the shade range, but I'm also expecting them to do a lot of work when it comes to the undertones, you know, especially somebody like me that has warm slash golden undertones. I expect my concealers, whenever I pull them out, I see my little bit of yellow going on. And one of the reasons why I think I had that, you know, little bit of creasing beneath my eye is not only did I go in heavy with my concealer, I actually went in heavy with the flower translucent powder as well, because it does actually have hints of yellow in it. It's a yellow powder, as it says. So I actually packed on quite a ton of it, because I was trying to cancel out the neutralness that was going on underneath my eye. Like, my eye looked, it was really neutral when I first applied it. And what I did actually notice was when I started to blend it out, I did see, you know, hints of yellow in it. So I don't know if that's what actually supposed to happen. I don't know if it had to do with my primer, or maybe it had to do with my foundation. Now, I did actually mention earlier that I am wearing Maybelline Fit Me foundation, but I'm not really wearing that. I think I had it in mind to wear it, so it was right there in front of me, but I'm actually wearing my black opal foundation stick in the shade Corab. That's what I'm wearing. I'm not wearing Maybelline. So I'm not really sure if it has to do with my foundation or my primer, but when I started blending out my concealer, it did actually turn just small hints, like there was small hint of yellow in it. Not a lot, because I still had to pack on a lot of powder to cancel out the neutralness. But, you know, overall, I can say that I'm really impressed with this product right here, and I would definitely be repurchasing it and using it on special occasions. Let me just turn to the side right here. Y'all see this popping highlight? This highlight I got from the Coffee and Cocoa palette. Oh my God, this is just amazing. All right, ladies and gents, thank you guys so much for being here with me today. If you happen to have enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up on your way out. And don't forget to also click that subscribe button on your way out. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for continuing to support me. And if you have any sort of requests, please be sure to drop me a comment down in the comment section. Until my next upload, I'll talk to you guys real soon. Bye bye.